Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're wondering whether the Dane-geld will get paid or if Paris will burn to the ground as Margougou, playing as the Blue Franks, prepares to take on KingstoNe, playing as the Red Vikings. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surrounding with Scout and with Goat, and try to get their butts up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Franks are the OG cavalry civilization, harkening all the way back to Age of Kings. Their knights come with extra line of sight, their stables can be upgraded to work 40% faster, and all of their mounted units come with extra HP starting in Feudal Age. Now, to support their cavalry on the field of battle against pesky, annoying things like pike and halberdiers, the Franks can turn to their unique unit, the Throwing Axemen. This is basically an infantry unit that does exactly what its name suggests, very similar to a Malian Gebetto, but whose range can be further increased with Bearded Axe. That's the name of the upgrade. Now, to help a player produce as many Throwing Axemen as possible, Frankish castles do cost 25% less stone, meaning you can have a lot more of them. Get to work, Billy Goat. You are just standing around doing nothing. Now, to help feed a big militaristic population, Frankish foragers work 15% faster, and the Franks get all mill upgrades for free. Opposing Margougou, we've got KingstoNe as the Vikings in red. Man, a civilization that loves its infantry. Starting in Feudal Age, all infantry get more HP and can be upgraded to get an attack boost against cavalry, which might spell bad news bears for Margougou. Now, this boost also benefits the first unique unit of the Vikings, the Berserker. This is a durable, well-armored, and strong infantry unit whose health automatically regenerates at a rate of 40 HP per minute. Now, infantry units, if you played this game, you know they move pretty damn slow. So to support them on the field of battle, Viking archer line units can be upgraded to also get a small attack boost. Now, for the Vikings to afford their military endeavors out on the map, they get wheelbarrow and handcart for free. A bit of an animal traffic jam here. Will he lose the zebra? Oh, sour if he does. What a terrible, terrible traffic jam here. Not something we see every day. KingstoNe struggling to maintain control of the zebra as it passes by this dragon tree. Oh, man. Okay, the hunters decide we'll take matters into our own hands and destroy the zebra. Lastly, their infantry, Viking infantry, thanks to one of the latest patch. I don't think it's the Return of Rome, but I believe it is the April patch, that mega patch that came out. Their infantry, which already, as you just heard, come with a few cool features, can actually be upgraded to earn gold when they kill villagers, monks, and trade units. Not expecting to see any trade units in this game, given that it's a 1v1 with no neutral markets in the corners at all. But maybe monks, maybe villagers. We'll see. We'll see whether the chieftain upgrade is actually taken or researched by KingstoNe. For now, pulling his second elephant. Let's see. Always love to see elephants and rhinos. Oh, have yet to see one clean pull where the villager doesn't take any damage. Oh, beautiful. And there we go, just as I say it. Not very common to see that, at least not in the games that I've seen. Maybe you have a different experience. But for now, players both sitting at 17, villagers still sitting on their original scouts. Both seem like they are full HP. Margougou still pulling ostriches and random herdables. Looks like the ostrich has a mind of his own, just like the zebra. But ultimately, he does go down. Let's take a very quick look at the base to see if any particular player is advantaged or disadvantaged. Margougou's gold, primary gold, a little bit off campus in the, let's call it the forward center position. Or, forward side position. Not exactly in the back of the base. But his stone is nice and secure, which is always good for a Frankish player because their castles do cost 488 instead of the usual 650 stone. My favorite lemon bushes in the forward position might be a juicy target here for KingstoNe, who now discovers exactly where his opponent is. Margougou heading in the absolute wrong direction. We'll see if this scout continues to pivot north or south. For now, he is pivoting north. Oh, he flipped a coin. Picked heads, it landed tails. So he's going the wrong way. We'll discover it momentarily, probably start heading south pretty damn quickly. Man, speaking of forward resources, take a look at KingstoNe's primary gold, very much in the forward position, facing his opponent. Has done beautifully, by the way, to take possession of this hill and include it in the Viking settlement here, as well as this barracks with 2 militia. This is going to help secure this gold. Had he made a wall off a little bit closer to it, would be susceptible to archer fire, but for now, it is nice and secure. Primary stone also, just like Margougou, nice and safe in the back. Secondary gold for both players off campus, very much in the forward bizarre positions that, you know, these maps sometimes spawn. There is a one in the somewhat back position, but take a look how far. Also, one interesting thing to note on this map, bases seem to be completely open. Forests are very far from the town center, which means they need to be secured if and when enemy units approach. First to Feudal is our Frank. Immediately, archery range goes up for him, sees the movement of the Viking units, which now, take a look, 20% extra HP. They jumped from 40 to 48, whereas our Frankish militia still at 40. That is one of the cool features of the Viking infantry units, rather. Not something to be taken lightly. Infantry units with 20% more HP, and now with gambesons and +5 attack against cavalry and generating gold while raiding, Viking infantry might just be finger licking good, you know. That being said, Franks not exactly without their strong points. Take a look, 45 HP on the Viking scout, 54 with 20% extra HP on that Viking Frankish cavalry. Both players sitting at 23 villagers apiece as they kind of circle around each other. Neither player really wanting to engage into the other here at the moment. Bit of a infantry train here, but one Frankish archer is out. Viking archer as well, although he is a little bit further away from the battlefield. Red taking the high ground, able to slaughter anything and everything that comes towards him. 3 kills to 1 for our Viking, but in comes another archer. Should be able to shoo away this Viking force, unless KingstoNe just wants to commit here and throw away a few units. Why the heck not? He is far away from his settlement. By the way, let's take a look at this map, because it strikes me as a one where we're going to see some good action. Because take a look, whenever you can see both town centers on one screen without zooming out too much. I mean, this is a pretty far zoom out, but not that far. I mean, it can go. Take a look how far this amazing capture age zoom out can go. You know you're going to see some action. This is pretty much like a map like Arena, where the bases are fairly close together, or Fortress, or any really closed off map. But for now, players disengaged. Let's take a look at what we are building. Blacksmith, archery range for our Frank. How are his resources? Non-existent. A little over 100 food, almost no gold, almost no wood. Our Viking, also broke as a joke. Also, archery range blacksmith, a second archery range. Now, even though the Vikings are primarily, like I said, this is an interesting little wall off here. What is his vision like, by the way, that he walled it like that? Okay, so curious. I forget, where is it that's curiouser and curiouser? Lion joins the fight here for Team Viking. Did he get a kill? No, he didn't. I thought with one maul it looked like he killed 2 units for blue, but now still no kill. I get super excited, you guys know, when I see the animals on this map get anything even remotely resembling a kill. The hunt itself is also pretty good, but the lion, not stronger than an archer or a skirmisher, does bite the dust. Now it looks like our Frank is starting to hoard a few resources. 250 food, almost has the gold to go up to a castle, does have the structures, as is the Viking, but he is investing more and more in military. He is going up to 10 army supply to the 9 of our Frank. Still curious about these 3 palisades. I wonder if he wanted to just keep the archers out, which would be an interesting little move. Something we don't really see. Preemptive defensive palisades on the opposite ends of forests to keep archer units away. But in any event, our Viking is now housed. And right as I finish that sentence, completes the construction of another house and becomes unhoused. Both players sitting on roughly the same population, 42 to 44. The extra... I was going to say the extras in military supply, but right as I say that, that military excess disappears with a few dead Viking units. And now it's 8 army supply to 8, 36 villagers to 36 villagers. Our Frank, even though was hoarding a few resources, seems like he spent a bit more. Seeing this red ball approaching his base, no doubt. Figured, you know what? I'm going to delay going up to castle just a little bit. And so, does exactly that. Again, our Viking is housed. KingstoNe, 2 villagers building a house. Maybe might want to build more than one house at a time if he... that's the second time in a few minutes that he's been housed. Not something you want to do against a player as strong as Margougou. I mean, take a look at both Elos are fantastic. But might want to build more than one house at a time. That being said, let's see. Stork flying over everything. Sees it all. Not a vulture, though, so does not care about whatever bodies hit the floor. Here we go. Another Stork. Fresh from delivering a baby. Heading back to home base to pick up another sack. This is a lot of skirmishers here for our Frank. There's also, by the way, a lot of skirmishers for our Viking. We've got 9 skirmishers to 11. Both trying to enter, what, the minimum range of each other? How would that work? That'd just be two piles of skirmishers circling each other, never ending, never attacking, while the archers try to... I'm surprised that the archers aren't being microed here to attack the skirmishers. Oh, no, our Viking has to get the hell out of here. He has more army supply. Their HP, though, is terrible. And even though our Frank has fewer units, he has home court advantage, i.e. he can reinforce all the livelong day. Look at how many skirmishers he is building at a time. But has he built a second archery range? No, he's going for a market. And now take a look at our Vikings resources. This is why he wants to apply the pressure all the way on the other side of the map, because he is slowly hoarding the resources. That being said, so is our Frank, who is actually first to go up to castle. So both players managing their economies quite well. I am absolutely impressed so far by the gameplay out of both of these. Not that that needs saying, but our Viking has had a steady stream of units in that not only the production tab, but also streaming across the map, getting kills. Kill counts are 4 apart. He's seeing so much of his opponent's base, sees the stable being built. Needs to add in a few more spearmen / pikemen if he sees a stable, right? You're going against Franks. It's a pretty good guess that you're going to see some cavalry at some point. This is, I'm assuming, the original scout that was exploring the south of Red's base here. But while he was doing that, also microing the army and economically going up to castle. That being said, our Frank, no slouch, doing the exact same thing. Creating a bit of a funnel here, knowing that he cannot create a wall off at this point. There's just way too much red on the dance floor. And so 18 army supply. He was housed again for a second KingstoNe. Okay, here we go. Building an advanced housing project here. That being said, our Viking is 10 supply ahead, but only 10 seconds behind our Frank. Let's see. Stable, knight, rinse and repeat for our Frank, and now our Viking has to get the hell out of here. But the question is, how far back will he go? Answer: to the center, where the Ark of the Covenant is being lowered into its secret compartment, but only 1 villager. So not exactly a aggressive push out here by KingstoNe. Second town center going up for our Frank. Okay, so we've got Bodkin and Crossbow against Skirmisher and Knight. Numbers advantage here very much in favor of our Viking. Almost 2.5 times the army supply of our Frank. Also better army supply. These are not elite skirmishers. These are just basic skirmishers. And so this kind of quantity, this is 17 ranged units, are enough to scare the hell out of our Frank. And I don't think 4 cavalry units are going to be enough here. Margougou, I guess, agrees. Pivots north and then east with them. Oh no, KingstoNe has to be careful. He's entering basically a kill zone here. He doesn't know what the hell's on the other side. I wonder if Margougou is revealing a few knights here just to let KingstoNe think it. KingstoNe is housed again. Again, this time it's 70. 2 town centers going up for him, though. These are not Sicilian town centers, so they're going to take a while to build. Now he finally sees this wraparound by these 4 knights. That being said, suspected something was up or got vision of it earlier. So his entire army is already back home and ready and willing to deal with this. 2 villagers say, we are going to stand our ground. One of them stands their ground, dies immediately. That is what happens when you are a farmer who stands his or her ground against Frankish knights that attack on an 11, that surround you and then stab you with their swords. Third town center also going up for our Frank, who is already 8 villagers ahead of our Viking. But our Viking making himself at home here outside of his base. I don't mind this at all. A nice, easygoing, slow push out, building some infrastructure at the same time. Crossbows trying to get something done, but entering the kill zone of the town center, does lose 2. Yikes, 2 knights. I don't know where you think you're going. This is still enough crossbows to kill you, I think. Let's see the crossbows. Let's see the vision. Okay, they see the knights. Will they turn around to fight? Why the hell not? At the same time, knights enter yet again into the Viking settlement, bringing their pet lion with them. Does lose a knight. At this stage of the game, man, our knights not great against garrison town centers. Even with +2 armor, those town centers do demolish them fairly quickly. Lion is no more, but we've got monks, the counter unit to the Frankish knight. And now our monastery is under siege. Our Frank says, no Dane-geld for you. Do your worst. We will not be held hostage here. But the Vikings retort, here's what you get. And the onager, the mangonel rather, does destroy his counterpart and then gets a nice juicy shot at the scorpion, which is finished off by the crossbows. For what, a second, a third, a fourth time? Frankish knights are raiding the back of the Viking base. That being said, there's already a monk. There's already a town center full of 6 villagers. They're not going to accomplish much, but they pivot south looking for stragglers. This guy in the middle of nowhere says, you know what, I want to live off the grid. Take your water, take your internet. I just want to chop my lumber. I'll dig a well and I'll live here. Oh God. We'll see if those Frankish knights, who are now for some reason in the bottom corner of the map, no doubt being saved for a later raid, to be annoying later on when the opportune moment presents itself. 4th town center going up for our Viking. And slowly but surely, our Viking, structure by structure, little by little, house, monastery, barracks, siege workshop, is establishing quite a good amount of infrastructure in the center of the map. Double the army supply of his opponent, but he's down 10 villagers, and in comes a Frankish castle. No one sees it yet. Now they see it. Mango on the high ground. Okay, he's going to try to deny this castle. Let's see if our Frank can push him off. At the same time, those knights did move out. Oh, it looks like one of them did get converted. Knights against Pike. Not exactly a great fight for blue to take. Could have probably won that, but you know what? With the castle being nearly completed, no point. Now put your knights in the castle, let them heal up a little bit. Their HP is terrible. They're down about 2/3 of their HP, and now he retreats. Oh God, please put this one knight, at least put this guy in the castle. 4th town center going up for our Frank as well. Our Viking really nonchalant about the defense of his settlement here. Look at this, completely open in all directions. And now a mining camp. Your opponent has shown himself quite willing to raid. Cancels the town center on the outskirts of town, rebuilds it in a nice little suburb. But when your opponent has shown himself to love raiding so much, maybe you want to get up some kind of a structure. It looks like he's got 11 villagers on stone, meaning I think he probably wants... Lying a little late to the party, meaning I think he wants to get a castle up. We'll see where, but there's a good amount of infrastructure in the center. Double the army supply. He's housed again. KingstoNe. Sorry, I don't know if I'm missing all the times Margougou is housed, but oh, the lion has made it all the way here, and he gets a swipe off at the knight. Oh, if only that was that 2 HP knight, we would have seen a lion kill a knight. That would have been absolutely epic. And he's housed again. Again, yeah, apologies. I don't know if I'm just focusing on KingstoNe because that just naturally my eyes are shifting this way or what, but I don't think Margougou is getting housed as frequently as KingstoNe. That being said, KingstoNe's production is off the charts. He is at almost double the army supply, only down 4 villagers, which is great since he was down a lot more. Here we go. 25 population room plus the castle means that he is not going to be housed anytime soon. But what he is going to be is shooed the hell away from the northern perimeter of Margougou's base. And by the way, take a look at Margougou. Look at this. He knows that the Vikings now make some good geld whenever they raid with their infantry. And so a preemptive stone wall going up around the southern edge to the center, the original wall off with a town center, now a castle, more structures, creating a little path, a little avenue. Hey, I love the construction of this base. Multiple layers of defense preempting any kind of raiding. It looks like our Viking tried to wall this part off himself. Now his castle's up. Of course, no murder holes means that these 4 knights are going to have a fun time tickling away at the HP of that castle. But Margougou needs to take a lesson out of Hera's playbook and get himself some monks so that he can start babysitting these units. Does he care, though? He's heading up to Imperial. But take a look at their HP. They're down 75% of their HP. Absolutely bonkers. He's got the gold. Does he have a monastery? 0 relics to 0. Doesn't look like he's got a monastery. At least put them in the castle. What can you do with these guys? The longevity. I mean, you can get some initial damage. It's almost like a shock army, right? This is almost like a Burgundian Custelier. Because they can run in, they'll get one swipe off against whatever unit they're attacking, but then the town center will come into play. And just like this knight took 1 volley of arrow fire and died, there is no longevity in an army that has no HP. Look at this, 98 HP out of 600. It's down 85% of his HP. Get your butt into the castle. Mango on the high ground would have survived if not for the fact that it was already down in HP. Second Frankish castle going up. He's still got 9 villagers, and now our Viking is also heading up to Imperial. 19 knights. I hope we get to see Frankish paladins. Look at KingstoNe. 1 more house, and he's got 200 population room, building 2 more. Just, you know, what the hell? Why the hell not? Okay, building 4 more, actually. Also creating multiple layers of defense here to the south, to the north. Not too sure about this one. I guess it secures any trebs that can go here in case this castle comes under siege, but we'll see. So far, I'm not minding the base situation here for both players. I mean, we already saw, and I fanboyed over the multiple layers of wall off for blue, but red also creating alleys here between the structures here, creating a wall off to the north of the castle where you can securely put a trebuchet if that castle comes under attack. A ram inside the siege workshop. Looks like there was a battle here and a whole bunch of knights and a pike fell to their deaths. Pikemen with 66 HP. Not terrible at all. Cavalier upgrade. Both players in Imperial. First to Imperial was blue, so first trebs will be out for him. 1, 2. Pikemen chasing knights. Knights, for some reason, engaging yet again. Let's see the chase. I mean, in theory, the knights... Ostrich comes in, wants to see what the hell's going to happen here. Oh my god, it's going to peck at the pike? No, it's not going to peck at the pike. Why do these knights keep turning around? Okay, they're cavaliers now, but look at this. One dies immediately because of that shite HP that I was talking about. The rest disengaged. Pike heads south. He thinks that, me thinks that Red thought... That's a confusing way of putting it. I think Red thought that blue was going to raid him southwards. This is what I was talking about. Now we can safely put a treb here. The problem is, okay, he's got enough resources for 1 treb, but instead choosing to move forward with a battering ram. I'm not sure this battering ram is going to accomplish anything. Where are these pikemen going? Oh, they just realized they're going the wrong way. Get your asses back the other side of the alley. Oh no. Oh no. Castle will go down, I think. No, villagers here to repair. 480 stone for our Viking. Hand cannoneers, perfect counter to the pike. Army supply, literally almost, for a second ago, it was literally almost 3 times ahead. Now it's only 2 times ahead. But the Viking arbalests are here. We have seen them win many a game. Castle stays up. Trebs stay up. Neither player losing anything. One random, lonely berserker here. His partner comes out, says, I'm here to join you. Let's get some villager kills. 5 gold per villager, 20 per monk. Not that we're seeing any monks out of blue who's going bombard cannons. I don't mind that at all. No thumb ring for our Viking. Remember that. Even though it is the meta now, it definitely seems like the meta is I shouldn't say changing, is remaining the same for the Vikings. The developers tried to make it a very infantry heavy composition by modifying the bonuses and giving these infantry. This might be let me know in the comments below, are the Viking infantry the most modified infantry in the game? And by that I mean they have the most features, bonuses, upgrades, etc. Right? Because think about it. First of all, they come with more HP. They can be upgraded to get a boost against cavalry. Then they get money for raiding. Can be upgraded for that. Although that's, I think that's the same upgrade. So I don't know if that counts as 1 or 2. But are they the most modified infantry in the game? Or does someone else, do the Goths have the most modified infantry in the game? With the cost and the building attack bonus and the speed of production. An interesting question I'm asking myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that question. Let me know if you've reached this stage of the video and you hear that question posed, what your thoughts are. But in any event, they are one of the infantry civilizations in the game. And now our Viking infrastructure in the center is being cleared out. That being said, the castle is still up. Berserkers being trained. Does he have an answer to this hand cannon, though? How many are there on the field of battle? 21 and 4 bombard cannons. They should be able to zone out these arbalests pretty damn well while the hand cannoneers slaughter these pike. All raiding by either player has stopped, although realistically it was only really blue that was raiding. And now our Frank is coming in with light cav. What are the upgrades on these guys? Not even fully upgraded. Remember, no hussars for the Franks. That would just be unfair. Castle does go down. But again, that discount means that losing 1 Frankish castle doesn't quite hit as hard as losing 1 non-Frankish castle. It's like losing a castle when you have detonets, right? I mean, it just doesn't hit quite as hard. You are not blowing 650 stone per castle, which is why another castle went up literally immediately to protect the stone here. Okay, I said there was no raiding, but there is now. That being said, our Viking doesn't seem to mind at all. His castle is now under attack as well, but berserkers are out. I know, guys, their official name is Berserk. I just find it weird to say Berserk is out. Berserk is, what? Is an adjective, right? He went berserk. He's berserk. It's not a, or is it a noun? Lots of interesting questions being raised in this video cast. For those of you new to the channel, I welcome you to my stream of conscious thought as I cast these games. Let's see what happens here. Viking Castle still standing strong. 3 kills for this one light cab. 7 for this guy. Castle does finally clear up that rating. Although, again, look at this. 7 kills. I'm astounded. A little bit of a cheeky maneuver here. A little bit of a wraparound trying to evade those pikemen. No way light cab can stand against pike. But let's see what exactly happens here. Neither player really has the army composition to engage into the other player especially when there's a castle in play, right? I mean, there's no heavy hitting units. There's no Frankish paladin. There's no army sea of red-haired berserkers. There's hand cannoneers and archer units. A few pike, a few light cav. Is he still alive? 8 kills on this guy. Oh my goodness. This is the hero. Oh, now he found himself a juicy piece of farmland here. We'll keep our mouse clicked on this guy. 9 kills. Red's got to realize that this... he's got to realize that one light cav is just causing way too much of a ruckus. 10 kills now. Bombard cannon. Castle still up for our Viking. Another Frankish castle. Oh, I see his HP going down. Town center's firing him. 11 kills. Oh my god. Okay, he's entering the castle fire though. Oh my god, what a Frankish hero. But second Frankish castle falls. The center has been cracked. The Vikings, angry at not being paid their ransom, are moving forward, trying to sack as much of the city, the settlement, as they can. What is happening down here? Long distance lumberjacking is what's happening there. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. We've got Frankish onagers out on the field. We'll be able to zone out this. I mean, you'd like to think so. That they're going to zone out this Viking archer force. Our Viking. 190 population to 155. 5 town centers to 4. 4 castles to 3 is ahead in every conceivable respect, every conceivable metric. But our Frank is not done yet. 3 cavaliers with 144 HP, still missing blast furnace. Another castle for our Frank. So our Frank is not going down without a fight here. Take a look, by the way, at the bottom left of your screen right now. 41, 42, 43. How cool is that regeneration feature? Oh, God. Oh, God, we've got a berserker in the back of the base here. Gold, gold, gold. Take a look at the top right of your screen as he kills the villager. Oh, it went from 775 to 780. How cool is that to see in real time? If you didn't catch that, rewind this or click back on the YouTube video. That was absolutely so much fun to see in real time. Unlike the Keshik, by the way, which generates gold every time it pokes and prods at an opponent, the Berserker has to actually kill a unit. So it's killed 3, has generated 15 gold. I don't know why I got so excited. I didn't notice if he got chieftains or not. That could have been very embarrassing for me. Because I didn't notice if he got chieftain. I'm assuming he did. Oh, shit, he died. 1 second. Yeah, instead of 22, it's 27 against cavalry. So he did get... I mean, obviously he got chieftain because we saw him. He's got 5 kills. What is blue sending to get rid of this berserker? Nothing. Go finish the job. What are you doing? Just hanging out. Okay, here we go. I don't know that this Lycav wants to do this. You don't want to do this, my man. You are not going to win against the berserk. Even though he's not elite. Oh, God. That guy just shredded through the light cab. And anyway, let's pivot back north. 9 kills, by the way, for that raiding berserker. Our Frank has held his ground. Hoardings. Going to make these castles a little bit juicier, a little bit thicker. Oh my God. 11 kills. 12 kills. This one berserker has already paid for himself. Almost. Remember, these aren't all villager kills. Let's see at the... Oh my God. Let's see at the end how many kills this berserker gets. He's at 13. 12 of them are villagers, which means 60 gold has been generated. Oh my goodness. What an absolute boss berserker. We thought that light cap was strong. So he needs 90 resources in total. 65 food, 25 gold in order to pay for himself. 90 resources is what? 18 villager kills? Oh no, no, no. He's chasing into a castle. Oh, he sees a juicy gold line. No! 14 kills. 70 gold he generated. Oh no, now there's raiding to the back of the base here. Our Viking very aggressive out on the map. KingstoNe deciding, you know what, I'm just going to roll the dice. Let's build some barracks up here and see if we can surround you. At the same time, the battle in the center here, this never-ending battle that has been going on for the longest time, looks like it might actually end here in favor of our Frank. The only problem I can see for Margougou, he's got no units here that can destroy the castle. Although two bombard cannons are making their rounds slowly but surely. Where are they being trained out of? Not, oh no, not this one. Okay, he trained them out of the back siege workshops for some reason, and not this forward one. Maybe didn't want them to get attacked when they came out by these arbalists. Raiding for everyone. I see blue dots in the back of red's base. I see red dots to the north of blue's base. Let's see if these onagers can get anything done. Pike moving to intercept. Good attack round. Good attack round. But they're not here for the pike. They don't want the pike. They want these juicy... Oh my goodness. 1,200 resources just disappeared in the blink of an eye. 3 trebuchets destroyed. Margougou with the high ground, just destroying anything that KingstoNe sends towards him. Army supply, not terrible. It was 40 to 58 a second ago. Our Viking throwing trash units towards... Oh, God! I was literally about to say throwing trash units towards his opponent as his better, more expensive units circle around the back, but then immediately they died. That being said, they took a whole bunch of units from blue with them as well. One more onager circling around. And now these pike look like they are ready to join the fight as well. Okay, so blue has been pushed off the hill. Has been de-hilled. Oh god, I think he killed more of his own units with this onager. 9, a friendly fire out of 9 kills. That is horrible for Margougou. 9 kills, 8 of them your own. Atrocious. Good attack round opportunity here. Okay, tickles the tip of this pike army, but doesn't get them in quick enough. Castle though will be able to do. Why are you moving towards the minimum range of the castle? Should be moving away from the castle. Now the saving grace here for Margougou, even though, oh, okay, I was going to say the saving grace for Margougou is that none of these units are very hard hitting. You have a pikeman that attacks on an 8, a skirmisher, I mean, ignore bonuses, a skirmisher that attacks on a 7. You've got how many arbalists left? 3. Very, very fierce arbalest numbers. Where are his 2 trebs? I don't know why it took me here. Let's see where they are. Okay, so one is behind this castle. Oop, keep clicking the same one. And one is moving in from the south. So I don't think blue has seen these trebs, has he? Yeah, he's seen the trebs. Okay. So I was going to say, you know, Margougou, the saving grace for him is he's got a good amount of resources. He's got a good amount of infrastructure. I mean, he went very heavy on the siege for Franks, which is interesting. Very interesting. He's still got 10 stables. He's got enough food for what? 14 light cav and 5 archery ranges, enough wood to build more, enough villagers, 125. And the saving grace for him for a brief second was the KingstoNe. Take a look at his army. Skirmishers and pike make up basically 90% of his army. That is not a game-ending army in terms of destroying buildings. It'll take 5 years. My newborn will be in college by the time this army destroys these structures. But I guess, having seen the Treb meandering its way north, heading over, he knows that he has no gold. Does he have any source of gold? No, he does not. But he's got a market. In any event, what an absolute fun game. What an absolute epic clash here. In the center of the map, bodies hitting the floor, and how many, my goodness, our Viking killing 456 units, our Frank slaughtering 612, and even though he slaughtered that many, what is that, about 40% more than his opponent? At the end, he got double the villager kills. At the end of the day, the Vikings, angered that their ransom wasn't paid, have stormed the gates of the French settlement. 237 light cav could not stymie 332 pike. Peak APM right at the beginning of the game for red, right at the end of the game for blue. I doubt relics played a huge role at all. Okay, it looks like the relics were taken towards the end of the game. Oh my goodness, look at the economies. Literally 59 resources apart. What is that, 1% of 1% difference? Wow! So much more ahead in wood is our Vikings, so much more ahead in food. Gold is our Frank, but stone, not that big of a difference. Let's take a look. When did our Viking... I want to check. There it is. Chieftains. Okay. So I did miss it. Oh, man. Also, Boggs Vagar as well. If you're not familiar, by the way, with that upgrade, this is the one that gives their archer line units a +1 attack, which is why you'll see, where are the arbalests? That's why they attack on an 11, +5 and not a usual +4. Man, I believe that's the case, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Always happy to be proven wrong. Just be nice about it, you know, because I have feelings. But in any event, conversion's not playing a role. Army high throughout the entire game, it really did seem like, for a brief second here at the 51-minute mark, blue had more army. No, what the hell am I looking at? Something's off about that. I'm misunderstanding. All of these things that pop up always confuse me. In any event, red line above blue line means that red had a huge army supply lead throughout the entire game. Kill count, though, for blue, being much more efficient with his units. So much raiding in the game, and the last light cav to be left has 1 kill. But what an absolute epic clash here between these two civilizations. I'm glad we got to see the Viking features at work. All the new, the +1 on the archers, the gold for the raiding. Blue never gave him an opportunity to raid monks. That being said, that one Viking had, what, 14 villager kills? So 70 gold. Rather, that one berserker. Imagine 2 or 3 of those. And all of a sudden, you've got an extra 250, 240 gold. 200 gold even. How amazing is that? What a good feeling it is to kill villagers and generate gold. I think that's a line out of Conan the Barbarian. What is best in life? To kill villagers and generate gold and see them driven before you. I wonder if there will ever be a statistic added to how much gold was added based on that upgrade. I think that would just be way too much. I wonder how much of this 19,538 is from infantry raiding the villagers. I guess we could just do the math, right? 40. Although actually, no, not all 40 are infantry kills. And the ones that are infantry kills, not all of them came before the chieftain upgrade, or rather after the chieftain's upgrade. In any event, I'm going to stop rambling. That was an absolute fun game out of both players. Our Viking taking the center with just an endless barrage of units, always one step ahead of his opponent when it came to military supply. And though it looked like the Franks were going to hold the hill with their hand cannoneers, with their onagers, which flattened all those arbalests toward the end. Man, how disgusting was that one onager shot that killed 8 of his own units. That was just sour, absolutely sour. And ultimately, our Frank is pushed back. And even though the Viking army in front of us doesn't seem as scary as it can be, the presence of these building destroyers, 2 of them, change the dynamics of the game. The scores are also indicative that red is very much ahead. KingstoNe takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.